Born to Irish parents in Victoria, Ned Kelly's life was anything but ordinary from the start. Growing up in a family that struggled with poverty, Kelly felt the harsh sting of oppression from the squattocracy and the Victoria Police. This early taste of injustice would shape his future in ways he could never have predicted. As a teenager, Kelly didn't walk the path of a typical young man. Instead, he found a mentor in the infamous Bushranger Harry Power. The association was far from wholesome, leading young Kelly to his first encounters with the law. From petty crimes, he found himself serving prison terms, each stint behind bars, further hardening his resolve. On his release, the lure of the outlaw life proved irresistible. Kelly joined the notorious Greta mob, a gang infamous for their audacity in stock theft. His crimes escalated, each act bolder than the last. But it was a violent confrontation with a policeman that set Kelly and his gang on an unstoppable path of crime. As outlaws, Ned Kelly and his gang were now the most wanted men in Australia. Their life on the run was a high-stakes game of cat and mouse, always a step ahead of the law enforcement, hot on their trail. Over the course of 2 thrilling years, they committed audacious crimes that only fueled their infamy. From daring raids to cold-blooded killings, their exploits were the stuff of legends. The landscape of Australia became their playground, and they played their roles to perfection, eluding capture time and again. But like every good crime story, this one too was headed towards a climactic showdown. The stage was set in the small town of Glenrowan, where Kelly and his gang prepared for a final stand against the authorities. The battle was fierce and intense. Kelly, clad in his iconic bulletproof armor, seemed an invincible force. However, even the strongest armor has its weak spots. Amidst the smoke and chaos, the law finally caught up to the notorious outlaw. Despite his bulletproof armor, Kelly was severely wounded and finally captured. The curtain fell on the outlaw life of Ned Kelly, setting the stage for his final act. Ned Kelly, convicted and hanged, left behind a legacy that still sparks debate. The trial and execution of Ned Kelly were as controversial as his life. Despite his crimes, a wave of public support surged in his favor. Petitions were signed, protests were held, but to no avail. The world bid farewell to the infamous outlaw in November of 1880, but his memory refused to fade.